I didn't notice it at first because it looked completely normal, just another contact sitting in my phone. But then it called me, and the name on the screen wasn't a person's name. It said, Tomorrow. I ignored it. 3 hours later, every single thing the voice had warned me about happened exactly as it said. And that's when I realized something terrifying. Whoever was calling wasn't trying to predict the future. It was already living in it. This started on an ordinary Tuesday. I was deleting old contacts because my phone storage was almost full. Random names, old coworkers, delivery drivers, people I hadn't spoken to in years. Then I found one I'd never seen before. Tomorrow. No number, no profile picture, no email address, just one word. Tomorrow. I assumed it was some bug from a software update and tried deleting it. It disappeared. 30 seconds later, it came back. That's when my phone rang. The caller ID said, Tomorrow. I answered without thinking. For 3 seconds, nobody spoke. Then I heard my own voice. Not similar, not close. Mine. It sounded exhausted. It said, Do not take the highway at 6:14 p.m. Then the call ended. I laughed. Honestly, it felt like some weird AI prank or a glitch. But 6 hours later, while driving home, I remembered the message. I glanced at the clock. 6:12 p.m. I almost entered the highway ramp. Instead, I hesitated. 2 minutes later, police sirens exploded in the distance. A massive pileup had happened exactly where I would have been. I sat there staring at my dashboard. I couldn't breathe. Because the timing wasn't approximate. It was exact. The next morning, Tomorrow called again. This time, my own voice sounded nervous. Don't drink the coffee in the office kitchen. Click. That was it. I didn't tell anyone. I walked into work pretending everything was normal. At 10:17 a.m., my coworker Mike grabbed coffee from the machine. 5 minutes later, he spit it out immediately. Somebody had accidentally poured cleaning solution into the water reservoir. Nobody got seriously hurt. But if I had made my usual cup, I would have been drinking it. At that point, I stopped calling it a prank. I started documenting everything. Time, date, every warning, every event, and every single prediction came true. Stay with me, because this is where things stop making sense. Because after the fourth call, I decided to test it. I wrote down a question. Who are you? The phone rang immediately. Tomorrow. I answered. My own voice whispered, I'm you. Then it disconnected. If you're new here and you enjoy stories that make reality feel slightly broken, consider subscribing because it only gets stranger from here. For the next week, the calls continued. Every morning, exactly 7:03 a.m. Always one warning, always my voice. But then something changed. The warnings stopped being about accidents. They became personal. Don't trust Daniel tomorrow. Daniel was my closest friend. We'd known each other for 10 years. There was no reason not to trust him. The next day, I found out he'd been secretly applying for my position at work. Then another call came. Don't answer your front door at 8:41 p.m. I ignored that one. At exactly 8:41 p.m., someone knocked. I opened it. Nobody was there. But sitting on the ground was my own wallet. The same scratches, the same driver's license, everything identical except for one thing, the date on the ID. It said it expired 2 years from now. I felt sick. I wasn't talking to someone predicting the future. I was talking to someone sending objects backward through time. And if that was possible, then who was calling me? I opened my phone records. That's when I noticed something impossible. The incoming calls had a source number. It wasn't hidden anymore. It was my own number. Every call originated from my phone, 2 years in the future. I thought there had to be another explanation, until the final call arrived. This one lasted almost a minute. My future voice sounded terrified. Not nervous, terrified. It said, Listen carefully. Tomorrow isn't a person, it's a system. I froze. An experiment was built to send information backward exactly 24 hours. It was supposed to prevent disasters. I couldn't move. Then, it said something that still keeps me awake. It worked too well. People started preventing every bad thing that happened. Accidents, illnesses, mistakes, wrong decisions. Humanity became obsessed with optimization. Nobody took risks anymore. Nobody learned from failure. And eventually, society stopped moving forward. The voice took a shaky breath, then said, "So we shut it down." I whispered, "Who's we?" There was silence. Then my future self answered, "The survivors." The call disconnected. I never heard from tomorrow again. At least, not for 6 months. Eventually, life returned to normal. Or, at least I thought it had. Then yesterday, I opened my contacts. Tomorrow was gone. In its place was a brand new contact, one I'd never created. The name was Day After Tomorrow. Because if tomorrow was trying to save us, I don't know what comes after that. And honestly, I'm not sure I want to find out. So what do you think was really happening here? Was it a future version trying to repair a broken timeline? Or something much bigger hiding inside our technology? Let me know in the comments. And if this story kept you guessing until the end, leave a like, subscribe for more mysteries, and check out the next story, because some glitches in reality don't stay fictional for long.